I've got spooky stuff from Criterion, from Bottleneck Gallery, from Fright-Rags, from Middle of Beyond, and J. Crew. So let's open some stuff up. What's up, cretins? What's up, creeps? My name is Chris. I am the only person talking horror on the internet. So this month was Barnes & Noble's 50% off Criterion sale. Obviously, that makes it the best time to stock up on Criterion titles, but did you know that Amazon runs the same sale at the same prices? If you didn't, now you do. Please don't be one to come at me for buying on Amazon versus Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble made $350 million in profit last year and wanted to charge me to ship a package that was $150 worth of merchandise. Amazon did not. And yes, I'd love to buy independent, but indies cannot do the prices that are being done here. Simple as that. We good? Cool, let's dig. All right, so first up, Peeping Tom. This 1960 British thriller is about a serial killer who knocks off women and films their demises. It's a great flick overall, especially considering that everybody involved had film experience, but nobody involved had done a film like this before. If you are aware of it, you may have heard that this is sometimes regarded as the first slasher movie. You'll hear people say that it's Halloween, and then somebody will chime in and say, but what about Black Christmas? And then you get, well, technically, Psycho. I mean, this does predate Psycho, literally by like 2 months. It's not like this influenced Psycho, but I don't know that this movie or that Psycho are all that different from M, and M came out in like 1931. But I think that's a different talk for a different video. Like, let me know if you want that video. If you like Manhunter, the pre-Silence of the Lambs Hannibal Lecter, where like Brian Cox is playing Hannibal Lecter, this always felt like it had a lot in common. Great movie. You should check it out. Let's move on. And we got The Others. So, I hated this movie when it came out. And I understand now that the reason that I hated this movie was because The Sixth Sense made every studio say ghosts plus A-list talent plus twist equals money. We get Dragonfly, we get Bless the Child, we get What Lies Beneath, Lost Souls, Identity, Gothica, Don't Say a Word, White Noise. If you don't remember these movies, that is not your fault. They were steeped in mediocrity and just trying to cash in on a trend. And I was so fucking sick of my genre and what it had become. I reevaluated this like 5 years ago. This is a gorgeously made and brilliantly executed film. I bought it on Blu-ray within like a week of seeing it again. And I'm now upgrading to this Criterion edition because of how much I now love this movie. Plus, it's really exciting to see a horror film that's fairly recent being brought into the Criterion collection, because there are a lot of more recent things that deserve the distinction. Also exciting about this specific movie is that I also grabbed The Innocents from 1961. So I am new to this film. I caught it on Turner Classic Underground. If you're unfamiliar, I assume that you've dropped cable. I assume everybody's dropped cable except for me. Turner Classic Movies now airs old horror and exploitation flicks on Friday at late night. Think like USA Up All Night or TNT Monster Vision or Joe Bob's Last Drive-In for the younger crowd. And it's great. They've put stuff like Silent Night, Deadly Night, or Motel Hell, or Killer Clowns from Outer Space have all played on it, but also a bunch of more obscure stuff that I have discovered through it. I frankly don't know why they don't do it nightly. I mean, who the fuck is up watching Easter Parade or Duck Soup at 2 o'clock in the morning? You know who's up at that hour? People who are looking to discover things like this. Now, how does this relate to The Others? Because both The Innocents and The Others are based on the Henry James short story, The Turn of the Screw, which is great. It's been adapted a bunch of times, most recently twice in 2020 via the Finn Wolfhard movie The Turning and Mike Flanagan's series The Haunting of Bly Manor. And I mean, there are worse things that happened in 2020, right? Listen, neither of those are good. Fully and wholeheartedly admit that to you. What I can tell you is that these are. And if you like one of these, you should absolutely give the other a shot. If you're unfamiliar with both, just go with whichever one seems more appealing to you at face value. But you should be familiar with this story. It's a wonderful, wonderful story. I'm also really curious if Turn of the Screw is the first piece of source material with more than one unrelated adaptation in the Criterion collection. I mean, do you know? Like, can you help me out if you do over in the comments? I'm just kind of stoked on it, but let's move on. Next up, To Die For. That is 2 Nicole Kidmans in one box. This box, 40% Kidman. This, not exactly horror, but in the post-Silence of the Lambs, pre-Scream era of the 1990s, horror had mostly been traded in for suspense thrillers. These pseudo-noirish serial killer murder mysteries like Jennifer 8 or Copycat or Single White Female, Sliver, Kiss the Girls, I mean, they all didn't star Ashley Judd. But didn't they? Anyway, sans the rare exception, this type of movie was the closest that we had to horror for like a 5-6 year span of time. And this darkly comic story of a woman that's sleeping with high schoolers to try to get them to kill her husband so that she can become famous is arguably my favorite of them. And lastly, Todd Browning's Sideshow Shockers. Todd Browning was a vaudevillain come director, most notable for directing the Bela Lugosi Dracula. A year later, he directed the centerpiece to this box set, Freaks. Freaks tells the story of sideshow performers being taken advantage of. It was a very controversial film when it came out and was banned in numerous countries for literal decades. I want to say that the most I heard was like 56 years banned for being seen as exploitative. And Browning did use actual sideshow performers. That was a lot of what the problem was with it. It has since been reevaluated, and it's now viewed as empathetic towards the differently abled, which I don't know how the fuck they missed that. I mean, the point of the movie is that true ugliness lays within the quote-unquote beautiful people. Only took them like 30 years to figure that out. But you got there. Great job. Anyway, this set also includes The Unknown and The Mystic, both of which I am completely unfamiliar with and both of which I am completely looking forward to. I checked before filming. Today is Monday the 29th as I am filming this, and Amazon still has their 50% off Criterion sale going. Barnes & Noble's sale ended yesterday. So I would act fast if you wanted to pick up these or any other Criterion titles at the best price that you're going to see until next year. Let's move on to Middle of Beyond. So Middle of Beyond is kind of a little bit of everything. It's knit sweaters, it's carpets, it's button-ups, it's ornaments, it's all licensed, and it's all awesome. We're opening up from them because I lost my wallet last month, and it gave me the excuse to buy this Creepshow wallet. I gotta tell you, it was a rough choice. They had like Ghostbusters, they had Evil Dead, they had Halloween, they had Reanimator, Return of the Living Dead. So I mean, this was a tough call, but for me, it was the details in this wallet that sold me on it. How many things do you have to like? We did it! You can see we got the creep right on the front there. Got the roach right on the back. And this is all embossed leather. Oh, this thing. Oh, what's this? What's this? Anti-mold sticker. Awesome! We got the logo. We got the crate. Fluffy scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. This is a gorgeous piece. Thank you, Middle of Beyond. Am I being too obvious about my love for Creepshow yet? You guys sick of it yet? Let's do Bottleneck Gallery. So if you were unaware, I don't have a need to replace posters. Oh my God. It's even prettier in person. But I absolutely had a need for this poster. I really hope you agree and you understand how much Phantom City Creative nailed the colors, the design, the mood. I mean, this is an incredible piece. The only thing that's missing, honestly, is a credit block. I am a big fan of a credit block. You guys know credit blocks? They're the thing at the bottom that has all of the information on who did what. And this is the rare case that can be forgiven. Which one of these do I replace it with? I know you're all going to tell me The Shining. I fucking love that poster. I missed this when it was on original release, but shout out to the dickass that only charged me 185% of the price that he paid to buy it off of him on eBay. It's not as bad as it sounds. It was $92.50 shipped versus the original $50 that he had to pay to Bottleneck Gallery in order to get it in the first place. I probably would have given him another $20 to $25. So, haha. But after eBay fees and shipping, like, the dude's making like $12 off of this. Like, what's the point? Which then will in turn become a loss of $8 when he has to pay his taxes. So, I mean, I guess joke's on you, fuckface. Don't scalp shit. Anyway, let's move on. Fright-Rags is my horror apparel brand of choice. I have bought from them for over a decade now. I absolutely picked up this Maxine shirt as soon as it dropped. They nailed the design, they nailed that era. See that? I always love that they do this right in the collar. You're a fucking star. Yes, you are. I love you. You're amazing. I forgot to do this last time around, but we get the bonuses with Fright-Rags. We got the Toxic Waste Watermelon Sour. Plus, we got a ghost face sticker, and oh, that is more sour than I wanted it to be. We got the They're All Gonna Laugh at You Carrie trading card. I would love to have a full set of these one day. Moving on. Yeah. J. Crew, right? Probably the only person on the internet, but like legitimately the only person on the internet that's unboxing Fright-Rags alongside J. Crew. It's not gonna be spooky apparel. But enough of you have commented on the jackets that I felt that I needed to share this with you. Just look at this. Like, the plaid design enough is incredible, but this stamp design that they have over the top of it, fucking gorgeous. I usually wait for a sale to buy my jackets, but this is a rare piece that I was wholly willing to pay full price for. This was not something that I was willing to risk missing out on. There's a few of these still available in various sizes, but I've seen them drop out of stock as quickly as they drop in. So it's one where you're going to have to act fast. No, I'm not going to try it on. I'm going to wear it in a different video. Ooh, cliffhanger. Lastly, not an unboxing, but something that I do have to show off. My brother Jeremy and my nephew Jack were kind enough to get me this incredible Are You Afraid of the Dark poster. So he and I would regularly watch this show in the 9:30 slot on SNCC every Saturday night, even though it was kind of tame because we had been watching Tales from the Crypt for a number of years at this point. But this was a great show that I can absolutely still watch today. It's signed by show creator DJ McHale right over here. It says, to Chris, submitted for your approval. I still would love to be a member of the Midnight Society, so. Apparently DJ McHale asked my favorite episode. Jeremy told him that it was probably The Tale of the Pinball Wizard, which absolutely not a bad choice, and absolutely reasonable to assume that that would be my favorite. Jeremy was told that it was an absolute hell of an episode to make. Honestly, my favorite, probably either The Tale of the Laughing in the Dark or Tale of the Twisted Claw, the take on the monkey's paw. Or maybe Midnight Madness, the one with Nosferatu, because I felt so fucking smart as an 11-year-old that I knew that Nosferatu was a real movie and this wasn't just something they did for the series. Or how about the Frozen Ghost with the I'm cold. You remember that shit? I'm cold. Yeah, I wonder what they would have done to get rid of that ghost if they didn't have Clarissa around to explain it all. Or the Phantom Cab episode, that's a great one too. There's a lot to love about that series. So thank you to Jeremy, thank you to Jack. Very thoughtful gift. I gotta get this framed and figure out where this goes down here. So I guess that's gonna do it for today. Do all these things. Let me know what your favorite piece was right over here. Or just tell me, Chris, this is fucking TikTok. Why are you making 8-minute videos? Whatever. And as always, this is all a matter of opinion. See all these things for yourself. Make your own decisions. Remain critical. Support horror.